Sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. Welcome to this episode of Am I the Asshole? Our first one is from Classic Earth 7924. Am I the asshole for putting my hand over my sister-in-law's camera at my own birthday dinner after I told her no filming? I, 29 female, had a small BD dinner last weekend with my husband, 31 male, sister-in-law, Lena, 27 female, mother-in-law, and two friends at a normal but nice place. Lena's an influencer. She films literally everything. Plates, forks, people breathing. 3 days before, I wrote in the family chat, "Please don't film me. Food, room is fine. Just not my face." She said, "Got you." We sit down and within like 10 minutes, her phone is up. I say quiet, "Please don't point it at me." She goes, "You look great. It's just vibes." Husband backs me. She said no. Lena rolls her eyes, lowers it, for maybe 2 minutes. Then the cake comes. Little sparkler, staff singing. Lena stands and points the camera right in my face. "Birthday girl reveal!" I put my hand over the lens and said, "Stop." I didn't grab the phone or touch her, just covered the camera for a second. She snaps that I ruined her shot, and this is her job. Mother-in-law says to let it go for one night. I said that it's my night, actually. It got awkward fast. Server was right there. I felt embarrassed. Husband tried to change the subject, but Lena kept muttering about how she had to scrap everything. I even paid for my own dessert, long story, and we left pretty quick. Next morning, Lena texts me that I humiliated her and made her look unprofessional in front of everyone. Mother-in-law says I should have moved seats if I didn't want to be in frame. Husband says my boundary is fair, but maybe I made a scene by doing it during the song when the eyes were already on me. She's posted me before without asking, and coworkers mentioned it. I've asked her to blur and remove, and it turns into drama, which is why I set the boundary in writing before dinner. Why I might be the asshole. Public place. I did physically block her shot, and yeah, it was during the song. I could have stood up and turned away or something. But also, I don't want to be online against my will, especially on my own birthday. I don't know. Am I the asshole? Why do I get the vibes that this Lena is the kind of person that gets pissed off if people don't respect if she says no, but has no problem completely disregarding when others do? The only asshole in this story is the influencer Lena. This next one is by Particular Wish 1761. Am I the asshole for not changing my daughter's wedding venue even though my sister's husband proposed to his 22-year-old mistress there last month? I, 51 female, put down a $20,000 non-refundable deposit on this gorgeous beachfront estate for my daughter's, let's call her Amy, 26 female, wedding next September. We booked it 18 months out. For context and without revealing too much, it's the venue in our area, and it has been Amy's dream wedding spot in all of her Pinterest posts. Last month, my sister, let's call her Carol, 53 female, found out her cheating ex-husband, let's call him Mark, 55 male, proposed to his coworker, 28 female, she was 22 when they started having an affair, who he was having an affair with. The woman posted engagement photos from the same venue, specifically the beautiful beach area where Amy plans to have her ceremony. Carol is obviously destroyed. She called me sobbing, begging me to change venues. She says she can't watch Amy get married where Mark proposed to a girl younger than his own daughter. Can't smile for photos on that beach. I feel sick for her. I do. But $20K non-refundable deposit, save the dates already sent. Amy's dreamed of this venue since high school. Everything else is booked or 3 times the price. I told Carol I can't lose $20,000 and crush Amy's dreams because Mark is trash. Carol says I'm choosing money over her mental health, that I'm forcing her to relive the worst betrayal of her life for pretty pictures. I also talked to Amy about it, and she does not want a venue change. That it's not her fault Mark, who has been out of all our lives for the past 5 years, ruined that place for Carol. Carol called Amy a spoiled brat who wouldn't understand real pain. Now Carol's skipping Thanksgiving. My Aunt Carol's side of the family, her daughters, and to some extent my parents, says I'm heartless. The place is cursed anyway. Why should we host Amy's big day there? My husband's side of the family says Carol doesn't get to hijack Amy's wedding because her husband's a cheater. Am I the asshole for not switching venues? I think it's pretty selfish of Carol to demand that the venue get changed for something that's not even directly affecting her. It's not her event. Just because Carol's ex-husband was a piece of shit that cheated on her doesn't mean other people can't enjoy the same venue. What's she gonna do, stand outside with a picket sign and demand everybody else as well that's not family don't go there because of what her ex-husband did to her? I side 100% with OP. They're definitely not the asshole. And our final one is from Fish Bike Run. Am I the asshole for not canceling long-standing plans for a barbecue that I just found out about? My wife and I made plans back in January with a group of friends to go to a beer festival in the mountains. My father-in-law has a rental property in the mountains, which we reserved for the weekend, and we all got tickets to the festival. It's 3 families and some other friends, so about 9 people total. The festival is Labor Day weekend, and my grandparents invited us and some other family to a barbecue that weekend. But we won't be able to attend because we are doing the beer festival. I texted my grandpa and let him know that we wouldn't be able to make it because we already had plans that weekend, and he said he understood and that it was no problem. But then my mom texted me asking why we couldn't come, and I told her why. She told me she's very disappointed and that I need to make this barbecue a priority and that I should cancel the plans to go to the beer festival. She then goes on to guilt trip me, saying my grandparents are in their 80s and we won't have many more opportunities to get together. For context, we live in the same state and city as my grandparents and we see them 2 to 3 times a month, minimum. She told me a beer festival is not a good reason to blow off my grandparents and that I need to reconsider my priorities. I told her I couldn't cancel, the house is booked and the tickets are paid for. And I told her that if it was just our family and no friends going, that we'd forego the festival and come to the barbecue, but that I didn't think it was fair to our friends to cancel long-standing plans for a barbecue that we just found out about. Not to mention telling them that they'd either have to eat the cost of the tickets or find a different place to rent. I told my mom that if it was any other weekend, or even Monday of the long weekend instead of Saturday, that we'd be there. And we aren't blowing them off, it's a scheduling conflict. But she disagrees and is still very pissed off at me. Am I the asshole? If honoring a prior commitment makes one the asshole, then I guess OP's the asshole, but I really don't see it that way. I feel like the OP's mom failed in trying to instill, or rather they did instill but are trying to walk back, that if you make a commitment, you honor the commitment. Regardless if something better comes along, if you've already made that plan, you need to stick to it. It's the right thing to do. Alright, that's enough stories for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Am I the Asshole? If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my patrons and super thanks contributors. Have a great day and stay safe out there.